Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, so you're scrolling online, you see an amazing deal. But how do you know, like quickly, if it's legit or just a really clever scam?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Right. So today we've looked at a bunch of sources, examples like ShopChloeGrace.com to kind of build a universal checklist, fast but thorough.
Exactly. We're extracting the key things, the absolute must-checks, before you even think about hitting buy. It often boils down to just a few things, really.
Like what? What are the core indicators?
Well, the most reliable signs usually circle back to uh, pricing that just seems impossible, how transparent or not the company is, and, their actual reputation out there in the real world.
Okay, let's break that down, the checklist. First up, the products themselves. Price is obviously huge.
The biggest hook, yeah.
But sales happen. So how do you tell a real blowout sale from a, 95% off scam?
It's about the level of discount, really. Scammers often push it way past believable. If you see a brand new, expensive gadget for, say, 90% less than everywhere else.
Everywhere, like major retailers too.
Yes, exactly. If it's drastically lower than Amazon, Best Buy, all the big names, that's usually not a sustainable price. It's almost certainly too good to be true. That's your first major mental flag.
Okay, so crazy price. Check. What about the pictures they use?
Oh, definitely look closely at the images. Are they sharp, professional, or do they look kind of fuzzy? Maybe even have a watermark from another store.
Ah, like they just lifted them.
Precisely. We saw that with ShopChloeGrace.com examples. Images clearly pulled from Amazon or other sites. It strongly suggests they don't actually have the product. They're just listing fakes or planning to ship nothing.
Right. So if the product listing itself feels off, price, pictures,
Yeah.
you move on to the company, right? The transparency piece. The About Us test, I call it.
That's a good way to put it. A legitimate store needs to tell you who they are. You're looking for a proper company name, a physical address, not just a P.O. box.
And details on how long they've been around.
Ideally, yes. But crucially, check the contact info. Is there a working phone number? And the email address. Is it like info@theirshopname.com or is it, their shopname at gmail.com?
Using a free email provider, why is that so bad?
It just shows a lack of basic professional setup. It costs very little to get a domain-linked email. Using Gmail or Yahoo, well, it often suggests a temporary, less accountable operation.
Okay, and even if they list an address, you can't just take their word for it.
No, absolutely not. This is where you do a quick check, pop that address into Google Maps.
See what's actually there.
Exactly. Does it map to a real business location, a storefront, an office building, or does it land on, like, a house in the suburbs or worse, an empty lot? We've seen that happen. That's a massive red flag.
Definitely. Okay, so we've checked the product, checked the company's details.
Mm-hmm.
What about reputation? This feels tricky because scam sites can fake reviews on their own site.
They absolutely do. That's why you have to look for reviews elsewhere. Google the store name plus reviews. Check sites like Trustpilot or SiteJabber.
But even then, couldn't they fake those reviews too?
They can try, but it's harder. Look for patterns. Are there lots of detailed, specific complaints, especially about not receiving items or terrible customer service? Real negative experiences are harder to scrub. Also, critically, is there just silence? A total lack of external reviews.
Yeah, no reviews at all is almost as bad as only bad reviews.
For a store claiming to offer amazing deals, yes. It suggests they haven't been around long enough or aren't legitimate enough to gather any real customer feedback.
Which ties into the last check, right? The age of the site.
Perfect link. Use a domain lookup tool. Just search WHOIS lookup. You can see exactly when the website domain was registered.
And if it's super new.
If it was created like 2 months ago, and it also has no external reviews. Alarm bells should be ringing loud. Scammers churn through domains quickly to stay ahead of shutdowns. A new site with big promises and no track record. Extremely risky.
Got it. So wrapping this up, the key takeaways are really scrutinize those unbelievable prices, check for actual business transparency address, contact info, and then verify their reputation outside their own site, looking at reviews and how long they've even existed.
That's the core of it. Do that quick research first. Price, professionalism, external proof.
Makes sense. So thinking ahead, if you do run through these checks and still end up getting scammed, what's the next step?
Well, that leads to a whole other layer being prepared, doesn't it?
Right, like what info should you maybe save before you even click buy, just in case you need to fight for a refund later?
Exactly. Think about screenshots, payment confirmations. What evidence would you need? Something for you all to consider next time you're tempted by that amazing online deal.